Hi everyone, this is Meg from Flow Financial Planning and welcome to the September newsletter. Today I want to get a little bit philosophical on you and talk about the notion of control in your financial life. Specifically, the question, do you control your money or does your money control you? Now this is not a clear-cut question and answer like a math question would be. You either know the answer or you don't, and it's simple, it's clear-cut. This is a question about a relationship, the relationship between you and your money. And as we all know, relationships are squishy and ever-changing, and you have to sort of continuously work on them to make sure that they remain good and helpful for you. So why exactly do I want to explore this question of who controls what in your financial life? And that is because if you don't know the answer to that, then most likely your money is controlling you. Probably the best you'd be able to do is adhere to the rules of thumb, like saving 15% of your income for retirement, having 3 months of savings for your emergency fund. And like I've written a lot in the past, rules of thumb are not bad. A lot of us would be a lot better off if we actually adhered to those rules of thumb, but rules of thumb can run out, or they can conflict, or they can be really inappropriate for what it is that you want out of your life. So if any of that happens, how do you figure out what to do with your next dollar? And then the real danger there is that you're going to end up making choices with your money based on what someone else values, or what our cultural values are, as opposed to what you specifically value in your life. So there are sort of a million ways to skin this cat to get at this answer of who controls what, you or your money. But I've come up with a few questions to sort of get the juices flowing. The first question is, if you can think back to the last time you got sort of an extra chunk of money in your life. You got a raise, you got a bonus, some of your RSUs vested. Do you know what you did with that money? Do you remember what you did with that money? Is your life now better off? Are you further towards a goal that's important to you because of that extra chunk of money falling into your life? Or do you not really have any idea what happened to that money? Question 2 is, let's say you're in a job where you can expect to get raises or bonuses or RSUs vesting. Do you have a plan for what you're going to do with that money when it actually falls into your lap? Or is your attitude more along the lines of, sweet, extra money, that's good, right? The third question is about spending. And how do you determine how much you should spend, either on stuff or experiences? I'm not going to get into those details. But how do you determine how much you should spend? Do you approach it like, I max out my 401k, so whatever's left over I spend, or I don't think about that at all, just I'm lucky enough to be able to pay off my credit cards at the end of every month? Or maybe you take your slightly more intentional and yes, I've thought about what goals I have in the future, and I make sure that I'm saving enough to fund those goals, and I just spend whatever's left over on whatever. I don't really pay that close of attention. And the last question is an even bigger question, which is, do you really know what you want your life to look like right now? And do you know what you want it to look like, more or less, in 10 years? And have you made progress towards that 10-year vision in the last year of your life by making certain choices with your money? All these questions sort of boil down to, do you have a plan, or do you just let money happen to you? And no book or blog post or listicle is going to help you answer this question of whether you control your money or whether your money controls you. They might give you good questions that you can ask yourself, but it comes down to you setting aside the time, taking the effort, experiencing the probable discomfort of asking yourself these questions to figure out what it is you truly value. And then after that, figuring out what choices you can make with your money to make your money support and enable those values. For example, in my work with clients, my first 2 meetings with my clients, which can span a few hours, we talk about money memories, money perspectives, possibilities for the future, fears, all these sorts of things. We don't talk about numbers or make any sort of specific financial choice at that point. Because if you make financial choices before you understand the bigger why, you're just as likely to make the wrong decision as you are to make the right decision. So whether you do it, with a financial planner or by yourself, with a partner, with a friend, I really encourage you to ask some of these sort of open-ended questions, these big picture questions of yourself, so you can get a better understanding of what you value in your life, what your relationship with your money is, and if and how your money is being used to support those values. Now, if you do want some guidance and some accountability, you can reach out to me on my website. You can schedule a free consultation at flowfp.com. But regardless, I think this is a really important thing for everyone to do, not just once, but sort of on an ongoing basis, because it's all about our relationship with money, and this relationship never ends. So, to end, again, this is Meg from Flow Financial Planning, and I will see you next month.